This is the story of two best friends, Mr. Ambassador and Oga Joe. They are usually besties, they've come a long way. But sometimes, who you call your friend is actually not a friend, but you won't know because you're with the person with all your heart and open mind. Now, they meet in their usual bar, exchange pleasantries, and they get talking. Now, Miss Ambassador claims he has no money, and that has always been the trend. Oga Joe has been the one footing their bills, while he usually claims he has no money. But when it's time to place order, he acts as if he's the one paying. He goes for the most expensive drink and other edibles, while Oga Joe usually go for light things. As you can see, he's checking as if he's the boss with the wallet here. But no, he's the selfish type. So, at this point, collectively, they placed order for what they wish to drink, and the waiter is busy taking down their orders. You can see they are through with the ordering. They've gone back to their seats, relaxed, and continued with their chit chat. Normal guys gossip. Mr. Ambassador starts with how he has no money, how he's been broke, which is the normal topic Ogajo is used to. And because he's fed up, he told him to say something new because he never ceases to shout how he has no money, how things are rough for him, and all, in a bid to make Ogajo spend a lot of money. And the waiter on the other end is busy preparing their order. You can see she's getting ready to serve them while they kept talking. Oga Joe at this point is acting uninterested in the discussion they are having because it's all about how to extort money from him. The order has been served and he's happy, shaking the man with the wallet. Now they are enjoying themselves and they still continued in their chit chat. Don't forget, it's always a moment to go and relax themselves from the stressful events of the day. So they continued. He continued lamenting of how broke he is, how things are rough, and even went as far as of asking Oga Joe to look for work for him, who shuns him off by simply reminding him that he never has money. Even when he just received his salary, he still complains. In the moment of this discussion, something happened. You all will find out. A fine, sexy young girl walked into the bar, waves to the waiter, take her seat. This is the big girl of the city. As a big independent financial lady, she usually visits this bar just to cool off her head, especially when the workload is too much on her. Now you can see the two men discussing them. Oga Joe, the man on cream color t-shirt, tells Mr. Ambassador how he likes the girl and would wish to have him for himself. Mr. Ambassador, on the other end, discouraged him by telling him that the girl is a big girl and be money conscious. Oga Joe still pressed on. You can see the big girl relaxing with her phone. Oga Joe pressed on and said he would want that kind of girl around him because he's a man that knows what he wants and go for it. But while they continued in their discussion, another occurrence took place. You will find out soon. At this point, Mr. Ogajo is pressed, and he wished to go and ease himself, as you can see, after taking the handshake from his friend, Mr. Ambassador. Yeah, he stands up to move into the restroom, and the engineer of evil agenda plotted a whole lot of evil in his mind. As soon as his friend left, he walked up to the girl, whom his best friend has already told him he's interested in. He is willing to break the bro code just because of a girl, not minding what the friend has been doing for him, all the sacrifice and financial burdens. See how he carried a cup of champagne as if he's the boss man. He goes to the lady and receives bundles of attitude from the boss lady, which he doesn't mind taking the insult just to make sure he gets what he wants. just to prove a point to the friend that he's in charge. After all the gra gra from the boss lady, she finally succumbs. At least who will not? When you see a young man like this with a cup of champagne, which you know how much it costs, so why wouldn't you want to give the person a chance, no matter how much you've got in your pocket? She even offered the man to sit, but he preferred standing. And as a selfish guy that he is, he prefers investing in a lady than enjoying himself, forgetting that the one you eat is your own share. That after here, what happens next, we all cannot give account of it. They've signaled the waiter to come and take orders of the lady, even after she jilted him away. Now, the lady, as usual customer, after exchanging pleasantry with the waiter because she's the jovial type, asked the waiter to give her her usual preference, of which the waiter knows her brand and her like, so she goes to prepare it for her. You can see her still chilling with her phone. That's a boss lady, Miss Independent, the lady with the cash. She's got the cash and she's got the prestige. Every man would want to have her around. That is the waiter taking her order to her. You can see for yourself a man who rightly claims he has no money to drink nor to buy for his friends, has a lot of money to impress a girl with an expensive drink and even a pepper soup by the side. What a life! Why do we do this to our friends? How many of you out there have this kind of friends? Unfortunately for the guy man that went to ease himself, he steps out of the restroom and sees the girl chilling with a lot of goodies on her table. Mr. Ambassador, as Mr. Manipulative, continued discouraging him from walking up to the girl because, according to Mr. Ambassador, the lady is a rich lady, which his friend and Oga Joe cannot afford because she's too expensive. Now Oga Joe, being a gentleman, heeded to the advice of his friend, having seen what is being displayed on the table of the girl, he decided to back off as a wise man because he doesn't want to spend unnecessarily on a girl he knows not what their future would be. Now, as he receives a call, he signals the waiter to bring their bill so that he can clear the bill and leave. The waiter brings the bill, he takes it up, just wanting to pay. Then the waiter reminded Mr. Ambassador to equally pay for the one he gave to the lady. Now you can see some silly attitude. He's pinching the waiter just to shut her up, probably to secretly pay for the lady. And of course, the waiter refused to give in to those petty acts, knowing that if they fail to pay, the whole bill will be on her head. So the waiter here broke the camel's back. Then Oga Joe, feeling disappointed that they, as the men, ate something of 10,000 naira and a lady is eating something of 80,000 naira from the same man who rightly claims he has no money, he became offended. He was angry. The yelling becomes so intense that the lady finds out what was going on. She walked up to them and offered to pay the whole bills, including the one they ate. But the waiter said no, that's unnecessary because she didn't place any other with her. That the man who asked her to give the order should be the one to pay. So the lady, having seen the intents of the argument, after pleading with the waiter, doing all she could just to quench the fire because she wouldn't want anybody to walk in there and see her in that kind of mess and see her in that kind of ugly situation. After making sure she plead to calm the whole tension down, but the argument ensued to a point that no one was giving a listening ear to Miss Independent, Luciousjoy. So after much said and done, she became angry and decided to just excuse herself from the scene of the mess. She picks her bag and leaves the scene. While the two men there continued arguing, you can see the boss lady leaving. Now the waiter quickly reminded Mr. Ambassador that the nyash that forced her to do what he did is leaving. It's either he pays her and follow the nyash, or he would also miss his luck on the nyash. You can see Mr. Ambassador paying angrily. At this point, Mr. Joe even refused to pay for what they ate. An ambassador is accusing the waiter of being the architect of the whole problem by exposing him to his friend. But what he failed to realize is that waiter was not part of their game, part of his evil plot. So her own is that she's just doing her business. Mr. Ambassador becomes angry and leaves the scene. Now, how many of you out there have this kind of friends? How do you deal with them? This is 2024. All man should be careful the kind of friends they keep. Don't keep parasitic friends. Make sure there's always a symbiotic relationship amongst your friends, because it takes two to tango. If you rub one left hand with right hand, you achieve what you want. These kind of friends should be nowhere close to us. The waiter gave him the shock of his life with insult. He forgets his change, but because of bitterness, he couldn't leave just 15 naira for the waiter. That's their own business to settle. What do you think about my story? It is a true life story. What do you think about it, guys? Take care of yourself. Share us out. Bye.